Hey guys, today's message I'm going to be talking about what do we do when we are struggling with our faith. Perhaps you've been going along for months or years with a fairly strong faith in Jesus, and you've come to a point where you're like, God, where are you? Why isn't this situation resolved? And you start to take your eyes off Jesus and place them back on the world. And maybe even your spiritual senses have become dulled down a little bit. And you're still going to church, you're still doing all the right things, but it's almost as like a part of you has kind of died from the inside and you're just barely getting through, you're barely walking by faith. So I want to speak to that person out there who is struggling with your faith today. Sometimes throughout this faith journey, and especially if we have encountered disappointment, or maybe something hasn't turned out quite how you hoped that God would do it, or maybe you're just tired in general, and it's become very difficult for you to continue to walk by faith and not by sight. So today I'm going to share with you guys my own personal struggle, and I also want to share with you how much Jesus cares about you, even at these low moments in your faith. So I've been going through a situation where I have become physically exhausted in dealing with a particular situation. It's been a long time and I feel as though I'm physically unable to deal with this situation any longer. Yet I still have to continue living this life. I still have to continue moving forward and walking by faith. But it almost feels as though something is just poking at me. Throughout my earlier times of walking by faith and my Christian walk, I was so focused on Jesus, my eyes were fixed on him, and I was able to walk by faith and not let this bother me anymore. But now it seems that I've come to a standstill and this situation has really been bothering me now. So what I've done is completely been honest with Jesus and opened up to him, told him exactly how I feel about this situation. And I almost feel as though I disappointed God, and it almost gave me a feeling like he was disappointed in me. I don't know if you've been there. I'm sure many of you have. But within the last few days, God has been showing me signs. I've been hearing his voice clearly, and he is still expressing his love towards me. So I want to encourage you today that no matter how low your faith might be at this moment, how weak your belief might be because something hasn't turned out quite how you'd hoped it would, or maybe you're physically exhausted from dealing with a situation, a sickness, or even grief, and you just can't see how, when, or if it's ever going to end. So I guess my message today is Jesus still loves you anyway. And he actually really cares about when your faith is low or if you feel like you can't go on anymore. He's always there wanting to help you, wanting to lift you up and pick you back up and put you on your feet again. He never gives up on you. And he's always there, whether you perceive him or not, trying to lovingly encourage you to keep going, to keep believing, to keep trusting. I would like to encourage someone out there today, if you have been hiding away from God and feeling like Jesus is disappointed in you because you haven't stepped up to your potential or your calling, or if you absolutely feel as though you can't continue to walk by faith, he is there for you. He still loves you unconditionally. He's not disappointed in you. He still loves and cares about you exactly the same way. You don't need to walk in perfect faith all the time. It's absolutely impossible. I can honestly say that I am a person who has very strong faith, and I always pick myself up and keep going. But even the best of us, those who have very strong faith, can feel faithless at times or very weak faith. So don't lose hope. Don't lose heart. Feel encouraged. Don't let that situation or circumstance put a block in between your relationship with Jesus. He's still there for you, and he wants to help you get through those feelings. So cast your cares upon Jesus, for he cares for you at every moment in your faith walk with him. And I pray that this message has helped someone else out there today who may be struggling with a low faith or a weak faith at this point in your walk.